Hi, my name's David. This is my family. My oldest is Allison, my wife in the middle is Shelley, and my youngest is Liliana. She's 9. I'm making this video for them. I want you to see them closely because what I'm about to tell you has affected them dramatically. And it's affected me dramatically. And I don't know what else to do except to put this out there for the world to see and see if anybody can help us. On Labor Day weekend, my wife and my 2 children and I decided to get out of St. Augustine, Florida, which is where we live. Not because we don't love St. Augustine, but it was the 450th anniversary and we felt like it was probably going to be a very big celebration. A lot of people here and a lot of traffic and whatnot. And we love Disney World. We're pass holders for about the past 4 years, and we've gone there lots of times. We love to go and we love to stay on property because we're handicapped. My wife and I can walk. We're not totally in our wheelchairs, but we can't do a whole lot of walking, so we take our wheelchairs with us, and they're really mandatory whenever you go somewhere like that for a length of time. We love staying on property because it makes a lot of sense because you can ride the buses everywhere and everybody's so kind and gentle and caring, and we've just become a Disney family. We love going to Disney World. And let me say first and foremost before I say anything else is I still love Disney. I guess I'll always love Disney since I was a child, before they even opened in 1971. Went to Disneyland when I was 8 years old. And I've been to Disney I don't know how many times. This past weekend we went down to Disney. We couldn't find a room. They didn't have any rooms on property. We called Disney and talked with them for a long time. They tried to find us a room. We wanted to stay only about 2 or 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, work through Labor Day weekend. They couldn't find any rooms, so I decided, you know what, I'll go on that website and see if I can't find a cheap room. We'll stay off property and just, you know, put our trailer on the back of the van and carry our chairs where we need to go. Still have fun. And up on the website popped up Pop Century, and that was the first place we had gone and stayed. So I could only get 2 nights, and I got them at a fairly decent rate. So I paid for them online, and we went down there. Friday, about the middle of the day, we checked into Pop Century Resort. We called some friends of ours who had just bought a condo in Ormond and was redoing it, and they had their little 10-year-old girl with them. We said, you know what, we're going to Disney tomorrow, and she'd never been to Disney, so we thought we'd take her with us. How cool that would be for her first time to be able to go to Disney. So we had an extra ticket, and we thought, hey, cool. So we checked in, and we decided, you know what, we're pin traders. We love to go and trade pins. So let's go and check out and ride the monorail and not go to any parks or anything, but just go to the different resorts around. So we got on the bus and we went over to Magic Kingdom. We said, well, since we're here, let's go to Starbucks and grab something. And Shelley likes these little Rice Krispie things that they make there, and we enjoyed doing some pin trading. They put all the Halloween decorations up, and it was just fun. We were there about 45 minutes. We left. Got back on the monorail and went to the Contemporary Resort and checked their pin book out. For those of you who are pin traders, know that every resort has a pin book that you can go and trade, every one of you, up to 2 pins. And since we're pin traders, we love doing that. So we did that, and we shopped around in their little stores looking for new pins and new little souvenirs and stuff because we're Disney fanatics. We got back on the monorail and we went over to the Polynesian. And we had a fun time there. We looked at their pin books. These are places we normally couldn't afford to just stay because they're not the least expensive places, but they're beautiful places to stay, and love to be able to stay there sometime. And we went outside, and I smoked cigarillos, so I was out smoking the smoking section, and my kids were playing on the rocks, and there's a nice little place to eat outside, so they got some dinner, and we sat there, and we thought we'd watch the fireworks. We could see the castle from the Polynesian, but then the bugs were starting to bug us, so we said, let's go on back home, back to our room, and we got a big day tomorrow. We're going to the Magic Kingdom. So we said, hey, the Grand Floridian's on the way home, so why not let's stop by there and check their pin book out. So we did. Got out, they have beautiful flower arrangements. It's just gorgeous. everybody's so nice. Beautiful music playing. They had a band playing. They had piano playing. We checked out their pen books. We traded with some other pen people. Went in their little shops, bought some little fun things. Left, got back on the monorail. Had to go back to Magic Kingdom to get on a bus to go back to Pop Century. So we did. Got on the bus and somebody's birthday. They announced it was somebody's birthday. But nothing happened. Nobody sang. We were just sitting there waiting, and all of a sudden, so I broke out in a song, sang Happy Birthday. Well, it just so happened that it was the little boy's birthday sitting right next to me. He was so happy to have been sung Happy Birthday to by everybody on the bus. It was just a fun thing. It's a part of what Disney World is about. So we get back to our room about 11 something, and we went in the room, and my wife and my oldest kind of noticed a funky smell in the room. Kind of a chemical smell like they'd sprayed for bugs or something. We didn't know exactly what had happened, so I called downstairs and I said, did you guys spray for bugs, or did they spray for mosquitoes outside or something? Because there's this really funky chemical smell in our room. A very nice lady I spoke with, and she said, no, we don't know what that is. I can send somebody up to check on it. And I said, well, unless you think we're going to die from it, we're not going to be here all day tomorrow, so could you just send somebody up to check on it tomorrow? She said, yeah, we'll send somebody that will change your filter out. And I said, you know what, if we die, we're on the happiest place on earth, so at least we'll have died happy. Just joking around on the phone. When we first got there, I forgot to mention, we were looking for an extra night. And so when we checked in, I said, do you have an extra night for Sunday night? And the very nice lady said, no, I'm sorry, we don't. But please check back with us. Keep checking back because things change. So I figured it was late at night, so I could call in. It wouldn't be that busy down at the front desk. Somebody could check real quick, see if somebody had canceled. We had might be able to get an extra room for Sunday night. So I called down. A man named Mason answered the phone, and I said, Mason, we're looking to try to extend our stay to Sunday night. Can you check and see if you have a room available for Sunday night? And he said, sure. And I thought he put me on hold, but I didn't hear any music. Usually you hear music come on whenever you're put on hold. So I was sitting there wondering if he had just put me on mute. Well, the crazy idiot that I am, I was playing with him. I said, hey, Mason, I know you're still there. I know you haven't put me on hold. You're listening to me. And I said a bunch of other things and was sitting there talking. And my wife looked at me like I was crazy and said, you're not talking to anybody. I said, oh, yes, I am. I certainly am. Hold on, Mason. She didn't believe I'm talking to you. Would you like to talk to her? So I handed the phone to my wife. Well, she played along. She knew when nobody was there, but my little daughter was watching. She said, well, it's nice to talk to you, Mason. Thank you, and all this other stuff. So she gave the phone back to me, and I kept talking to Mason. I said, Mason, my little girl doesn't think you're on the phone either. So I handed the phone to my little girl, and my little girl said, hello. And, of course, nobody was there. And I said, psych, got you. You know, it's a Disney World. It's fun, crazy. Everybody's having a good time. So I said, you know, this is ridiculous. That's been 15 minutes. I waited on hold. I was getting a little perturbed. So I hung up the phone. I called back, and another guy answered. And I said, listen, you have got to check on Mason, see if he is dead or passed out or something, because I called in 15 minutes. He put me on hold to check and see if you guys had an extra room for Sunday night. And I could have built a meth lab in the length of time it's taken for you guys to have answered my question about, do you have an extra room for Sunday night? Well, that was a little bit ridiculous. I guess I was a little perturbed. He said, sir, if you'll hold on just a moment, please, we'll check. Well, we were on hold, and finally he came back and he said, sir, someone will be calling you back. So a few minutes later, this lady called back. Not very nice. Called back and said, sorry, we have no rooms available on Saturday night. We said, I'm sorry, we're not looking for Saturday night. We're trying to find an extended stay one more night for Sunday night. Is it possible you have something? No, we have nothing available Sunday night. Hung up the phone. Well, I was over it. I needed a smoke, so I decided, you know what? It's about 11:30. They got 30 more minutes downstairs in the guest office, guest shop. I'll go down there. I'd already bought a special pen for my oldest daughter, and I thought I'd go down there and try to find something special for my little girl who loves to collect poos. And I'd already gotten something for my wife, so figured I could take a smoke. So I went down to the guest shop and milled around a little bit. Traded some pens. While I was down there, my wife texted me and said, could you please pick up 3 more pillows and some extra towels? Well, we're handicapped, and the beds aren't all that great, and so she needs some extra towels, extra pillows to put under her knees to help her be able to sleep better, and so I thought, no big deal. Well, I went back outside to finish my cigar, and I forgot, like the stupid man that I am. And I went back up to the room. As I got to the room, opened the door, and she goes, where are the pillows? And I said, oh my God, I've forgotten. So I go right back downstairs. I'm in a chair. I don't have to worry. I'm not walking, so it's no big deal. I push my power chair through, whatever. Went inside, went to the front desk, and a nice gentleman met me, and he said, what can I help you with, sir? And I said, I need to get 3 pillows and some towels. And he said, what room are you in? I said, we're in room 5219. He said, we'll have them sent right up. And I said, thank you so very much. Well, being the nicotine addict that I am and the opportunity to take an opportunity to smoke, I decided to pull a place where I didn't think there would be any offense to anyone. The pool was closed. So I pulled out and sat by the pool and smoked another one of my little cigarillos. And I looked over to the left, and I was noticing there was a security detail over hanging out. Just, I don't know what they were doing, milling around. There was like a little golf cart over there. And if you remember, Friday was the day to wear blue in support of our police and our, responders, first responders and whatever it is, in honor of all the negative things that are going on. And our whole family had worn blue. So I waved over to the security guard, and he didn't wave back to me. I thought that was kind of odd. So I made a big wave, and he waved back kind of a little, apprehensively. And so then I took off, went back up to my room. Got up to the room, and Shelly was telling me it was kind of weird that the lady that brought the pillows didn't even really come in. She came to the door and just kind of threw the pillows in and the towels, and we said thank you, and that was it. And I said, yeah, it's kind of weird. So I parked my chair, and I got up, and I said, something else is kind of weird going on. I wonder what's going on, because the security downstairs was acting a little bit strange. And I wonder if there's something going on. Well, didn't pay much attention more to it. Got my nightly shakeout and my nightly medications to take, and I was taking those, and the girls had gotten dressed for bed. They were laying on the bed playing on their tablets, and Shelly was checking something on her phone, and she had gotten dressed for bed. And about 12:30, bam, 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 bam on the door. And, well, gosh, it scared the mess out of us. Shelly goes over to the door, because, I'm in my underwear, and I'm use a cane to walk with, so she looks out the window. She goes, oh my God. And so she opens the door, and there stands a blonde-headed lady in a security outfit, and next to her are 3 sheriff's deputies. And she said, what can I help you with? And the security woman said to me, are you Mr. Swindler? And I said, yes. She goes, could you step out here for a moment? And I said, well, actually, I'm in my underwear, and I'm handicapped, so if you could step in here, it'd be a whole lot better. And then the police officer said, sir, could you I said, if you guys would come in, you're welcome to come in. Please come in. I'll cover myself up, and you're welcome to come in. And Shelly said, what's the problem? What's here? And the sheriff's officer said, we're here to see your meth lab. That's right. We're here to see your meth lab. And he said it with kind of a disgusted look on his face. And she said, you're here to see what? And I said, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. I looked directly at the security person. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you called downstairs and said that you had a meth lab. I said, I did no such thing. I called downstairs. I was dissatisfied with the time it had taken. And stupidly, I guess I said, I could have built a meth lab. Quite frankly, I don't know where that came from. I have nothing to do with methamphetamines. I'm not a drug addict. I've never been a drug addict. But I'd made that stupid comment. But instead of checking with us and coming up to the room or doing whatever, they called the sheriff. They came up. The sheriffs came in. I said, well, please come in, check our room. See, there's nothing illegal here. We're dressed for bed. We're going to bed. We haven't done anything. Please. So the sheriff stepped in. He said, there's no meth lab here. And he said, sir, I've come in. We've checked the room, and now we've done what we're supposed to do, and now we have to turn it over to Walt Disney World. They have to determine what they're wanting to do. So I looked kind of strangely at the gentleman that came out with a piece of paper, and he said, I am the duty manager here at Walt Disney World. Let me read this paper to you. And it said, in short, your continued occupation of this room has become detrimental to the resort of Pop Century, and you are required to leave pursuant to Florida Statute 5491.141. You're required to leave at once, or you'll be considered trespassing. And you're also banned from coming back on the property for any water parks, any parks at all. And basically that's for life. You're trespassed.